All right. So before we all go for the night, I do want to do a bit of a debrief and ask you guys some questions about sort of what comes next.
Hmm.
Before we start answering questions about the far future of Sav&D Land, I suppose the question I want to ask you guys is, what do you want to do next?
Hmm.
I
Play
have,
D&D.
yes, well,
Right.
that being said, I have two ideas for other campaigns. And then, of course, the obvious and maybe expected thing to do would be a next generation sort of thing in this campaign setting. Which you guys want to do is up to you. But let me link this document in here to you guys so you can read it. Or actually, let me make a copy that I can share. Google Docs, please. Do 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 do.
What's in it? In Kina, the last picture I posted in it's called Roll20 Shot. It's very apt. It's very correct nowadays.
All right, that's been linked in the Discord. So to just go over it for a minute, the two big ideas that aren't just the next generation I've had are the first one is Sight and Sail, which is a sort of mage punky high adventure on the high seas sort of setting where you play a bunch of treasure hunters on a Magitech boat going around doing pirate slash treasure hunter things. Would probably be mostly focused on exploration and managing your ship, that sort of thing. Unlike 72, it probably would not have much of a main plot other than the sort of treasure hunt angle. You know, there's one big treasure at the end that marks the end of the campaign, such as it is.
The big score.
Yeah, the big score that you guys get to retire on forever. The other idea is another D&D game, kind of like this one, operating name Saphira for the city it takes place in. The sort of caveat I had for this game that wouldn't work with the other one is I've been thinking a lot about doing sort of a drop in, drop out game. A game in which basically there would be a set start time every week or whatever, and whoever shows up from the community at large, it doesn't have to be just you guys. It could be, Agitha could drop in one time, or Geddon, or whatever Coon, or whatever. And whoever shows up is the party. They go out from this one central city that everyone's part of, and do their adventure, come home, and then next week it's could be a whole new party. And of course, the last thing would be just the next generation. But the problem with doing that is I have zero fucking ideas for really what to do if you guys want to do that. So I'm all for it, but I'm going to need you guys' help to sort of decide on a direction for that campaign, if that's what you want to do.
Okay. Um. And before I, hmm, as much as I would want to jump into, next generation and just just see how, you know, what we can come up with, right? Or what, like, just at the drop of the hat. I think I would actually prefer, at least for a little while, to try that a more I don't know, less crushing expectations. So I think I think that I actually like the idea of that more relaxed pirate adventure would be
Okay.
and a nice change of pace.
Now, I will say before I start any new big campaign, like this is talking about sometime in like January to March, somewhere in there, because between now and another big, like, forever long campaign, I do want to do a bunch of one shots, both of like Tits RPG and other stuff. Like, I
Sure.
have literally shelves full of games, many of which I've never actually had the opportunity to play. And so, yeah, going to be filling up some time doing that, sort of palate cleansing after this. But
Yeah.
if Sight and Sail tickles your fancy, I can totally get behind that.
That sounds like a fun idea. Until for a while anyway. It's something to, palate cleanser, as you said.
All right.
I do want to, the obvious second generation thing. I
Just
would like
not
to
right
continue
away.
this world because it's cool. But something in between would be nice.
Okay.
Stuff in between.
Hedra third, thoughts?
Sure, horror, fidelity,
I'm
being
down
a
for
part
Sight and
is a
Sail.
great.
Okay, well, that's 3 out of 3 votes, and I guess Finn doesn't get one because he fucked off.
He decided to fuck off. He didn't even get this. He didn't even get to hear what happened to his family.
I know, that was a little crushing, but whatever. Fen do what Fen do.
Yeah. Yar har fiddle-dee-dee, it's the pirate's life for me.
Cool story, bros.
Should be good.
Alright, and so now that I know what to work on for the next 3 or 4 months or whatever the fuck, this is the sort of open discussion time. If anyone has anything they'd like to say, any feedback from the campaign that's happened, any hopes and prayers for what's to come, any just wanting to tell me that I'm shit, whatever.
Well, if you can keep the same quality of the game as you did this, and the writing and story and all that shit, it's like it's gonna be one of my top favorite because so far, yeah, all your campaigns have been like literally some of my favorites.
Yeah, this game was great.
Yeah, the
Fantastic.
pacing has been a little intense on and off. That's understandable.
Sometimes intense, sometimes fucking around for 16 sessions, whatever.
I know, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
That's the way the cookie crumbles and all the bullshit. But the fact is, it's always good. There's always bullshit fucking moments, but they're legit. They're legit bullshit moments. It's always that fucking guy in Kinetis who can't roll for shit, but you gotta meet him. God damn it, Kinetis.
That's what happens. That happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
That's the
It's like,
nature of
We just
D&D.
need it. Yes, I know. And guess I'm taking 70-minute times.
You had to do it.
We couldn't
do
get
it
through a
one
sit down to this
last time.
campaign.
Couldn't do it.
Last time, Kinetis.
One last time.
time.
Oh, you guys. Oh.
But yes, the thing is, it's like, all your ideas are always great. Except when, Tash shot what's her name, Sylvie in the chest.
Look, that one wasn't my fault.
That's because you didn't praise Gabe when the data was supposed to roll.
And what if he prayed to Gaben and Gaben gave him failure.
Look, Gaben gave me the die roll that was interesting. When I play a character, personally, I don't really care about success or failure or whatever. I want the most interesting result to happen, which was definitely what happened.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, well, third, anything you want to say for or against, or...
No, just less imperative goals.
Well, I think Sight and
How do you
Sail
mean,
will
the
probably
timer?
get that for you.
I don't like that, and please don't do the edge thing where we get to we're pursuing one quest and then 30 other time sensitive things pop up that we have to do.
Like, I don't like that either, but at the same time, I understand where Edge is coming from. Sometimes you're just yeah, and then this thing happened over here, and the player's like, holy shit, we gotta go do something with that. You're like, but
You really don't. You
Yeah,
don't have to.
it's fine. It's nothing's gonna
It
happen.
feels like we have to.
I know.
But
It's
as the players
who don't have that
feels
same level of
as though we have
information.
to.
Yeah. Without, because there's no real good way for me as a DM to communicate what's actually time sensitive or what's really going to matter.
No, outside of just straight telling us.
Yeah.
There's really no way.
Telling us is fine. I am okay with that.
Fair enough.
Like a video game timer that ticks down.
Man, is there anything more stressful in games than a timer?
Nope.
Just stress-inducing? Is it
Yes.
a clock ticking down?
But a
That's
timer to get the quest done. If something is time sensitive, letting us know how much time we have to deal with it
Fair enough.
would be nice.
I can get by that. I don't think you were... this isn't your fault, but the rest of the party... At one point...
Fuck the rest of the party.
Yeah, fuck those guys. At one point, they were sent on a mission to Shatterpipe, but when it was still in Hobgoblin hands.
Yeah,
And-
I remember that. The infiltration.
The infiltration, and you were supposed to get into the mansion where the leaders lived and steal their plans. Their plans had their exact timetable for everything that was going to happen in the campaign. And you guys pussied out of actually going into the building. I was like, well, all right then.
A good way of actually getting in there.
I know, but still,
God,
like,
if we had picked that up.
if you had picked that up, and you guys cut it so close with that, I think you had less than 20 days left or something before the Empire's army just showed up out of nowhere.
Oh.
Because remember that for the whole first part of this campaign, I was keeping such a close eye on what day it was all the time. That's why I had that whole calendar laid out.
Yeah.
Just yep, on this day this happens, okay, and on this day this happens.
Yeesh.
But yeah, that's just that's the fun thing about role playing games, right? Is there's no quest failure state where it's up, game over, or up, we can't progress. It's just party did something that I didn't expect, and now they just get to deal with it. And that's okay.
Like I said, we were the most powerful retards.
That happens as players. It happens. At least this campaign, I will say this, unlike a lot of D&D campaigns, you guys did not spend the whole time being literal awful monsters. It got close there a few times, but generally speaking, you guys were actually the good guys pretty much all throughout, despite what Fen may say.
Yeah.
I was just busy sewing, utter horror, mad bomber into hobgoblins.
Well, psychological warfare is different from like, oh, hey, look, hobgoblin babies. Well, the monster manual says they're lawful evil by default, so chop, chop, chop.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's what I really liked. I killed second least to Celadry. Oh wait, UAUE. Yeah.
Well, Celadry almost never actually killed anybody. Like, actually,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
throughout the
so-
whole campaign, you guys barely killed anyone, really. Because
Except,
enemies would just go
Sketsa and
unconscious.
Sig,
Now, even Sig, like, very rarely until
Shadow
the last couple of levels, where he just had so much damage that enemies would go from fine to, like, negative twice their constitution or some shit. It's like, well,
Shadow Pike, remember? He was the
There-
meat grinder at the...
there
door.
are times where you can't hold it against somebody. Like you. I don't understand why you keep bringing up how much people have, how many times certain people have killed NPCs or enemies. I actually don't understand why you keep bringing that up.
Because there's more ways to fight a war than, actually killing.
I mean,
That's
that's
the
fair,
point.
but at least for the first part of this campaign, when we were still using normal D&D XP, it's like, well, if you want to get XP, you actually have to beat people up. And,
Yes.
unfortunately, Pathfinder imposes a fairly significant penalty if you want to non-lethally attack somebody. And sometimes, like, again, with Sig in the last half of this campaign, when his damage has been fucking enormous, like, he can just not be intending to kill anybody and just making a normal strike, and off goes their head.
Oops.
It's like, it's a hobgoblin, who cares?
How much-
But
It's not lethal damage, but the non-lethal damage exceeds the totality of their HP and Constitution, so it's turned into lethal damage.
yeah, I guess that's a thing that can happen too.
Yeah, but that's how it works. If you do more damage than they have hit points, they go down. But if you do then their total Constitution value in non-lethal damage, it turns into lethal damage.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you do kill people with non-lethal damage after a point. Like,
Yeah.
it does turn into
Like,
lethal
you
damage.
tenderize,
It's like,
them with a blackjack.
it's like,
but
it's
soon
like
that will
you
be
intend.
bleeding.
Yeah, you knock someone out, but then you just keep beating on them, and then you keep beating on them, and you don't stop, and eventually, like, their head is just like paste. There's blood everywhere, and they're just dead.
Also, chat points out that if any other PC had been in the Minotaur situation in Shatterpike, those Minotaurs probably would have died. So really, Skeza saved the most NPC enemies. Which is not wrong.
I was intending to
I think-
buy them, but
Yeah.
I guess
Like, if you think about it, Skeza's probably converted the most number of hostile NPCs into friendly ones. Pretty
Yes.
significantly.
I really I really tried to play the character. I really tried to play Skeza very true. Like, she was. Once she became a paladin, I really tried to make her choose less violent options if possible, and to push for them more than when she was just a
Hey.
ranger.
Hey, question.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that angelic aspect being a Bob thing that you converted?
Mariga eventually became a priestess of Kalira.
Yeah, at the end, she became a cleric again.
But yes, for the
Okay,
record,
that
she
people-
was effectively what you are now to Kalira when she was a demon. She used to be the champion of Demon Kalira. But now she is a humble, good-aligned priestess. How nice. But yeah, that's
Cool deal.
that's it. Yeah, we'll call it here, and I guess I'm gonna pass out a sign-up sheet for the one-shots sometime this week. If you guys want to partake in them, it'll just be a list of games, and you can put your name under whichever ones interest you. Any that get
Okay.
enough people to actually play will play.
All right.
So yeah, thank you guys for sticking around for a little extra time, and I guess we'll see you stream, folks,
Man.
sometime in the future.